Okay, this video is about the bit and the halter. I talked about it in a video and what is the difference between the halter and the bit. In my opinion, as I said before, it depends on the hand, not on the bit or the halter, which means you can use the bit with light hands, good hands, and you're not hurting the horse. And you can use the halter with stupid, rough hands, and you will hurt the horse. Like I said about the weapon and the knife, the gun and the knife. A gun that you're not using is less painful than a knife or a plastic knife that you are using. So, now, if I have a whip or a stick and a rope, let's say that the bit is the stick. Compare the bit to the stick and compare the halter to the rope. The stick, as an equipment, as a tool, is stronger than the rope. But if I hit him with the stick like that, it's less painful than the rope when I hit him with the rope like that. So, when you look at them, the stick is more painful than the rope. If you don't hit him with the stick, it's not painful. But if you hit him with the rope, it's painful. Now, a lot of people will say that's obvious or clear. If it's obvious and clear, why do they keep talking about it? They keep talking about it, they keep speaking about it because you keep listening to them. You have a stick, you have a rope. Technically, the stick is stronger. But if I don't hit the horse with it, it's not painful. If I hit him with the rope, it's painful. Now, with the stick, with the rope, I want to show you that the horse will not be afraid, even with a loose rein. If I keep moving him with the stick, why? I am moving it, and I am even making sounds with it, and he's not afraid because he knows I will not hurt him with it. The same goes for the rope. If I scare him from the front, moving it at his face, he will not move away. Why? A lot of people will say that they did the same thing. With them, they did not hit the horse with the rope, did not hit the horse with the stick. Okay, but when you did that, and the first time, with me and with you, he moved his head up. If your reaction was good, you will reach to that point, which is he's not moving away even without a rope. But if your reaction was bad, he keeps running away, not because of the stick. You did not hurt him with the stick, but you tried to stop him by using force. Or you just let go of the rope and he will run away. So in that case, if you let go of the rope, you will run away and he keeps running away because he does not use his mind, he uses his body language. If you use strength, he will keep running away more and more and more because he's stronger than you. So it's not the rope, it's not the stick, it's your hand. What happens when he's afraid depends on what your hand did. The reaction of your hand will decide everything. Now, if I hold him with the halter alone, without the rope is on his neck, move him back with the halter. Now, move him back with the rope on the halter. Now, put the rope on the nose. And move him back in the same way. Just collect. Back. Put the rope in the mouth, inside the mouth. Open back. The same reaction with the halter, rope on the nose, rope in the mouth. The same hand, the same reaction, the same good actions and reactions. So it's not about the rope, it's not about the bit, it's not about the stick or the equipment, it's about the hand. Someone using a weapon in a wrong way, that weapon becomes dangerous, painful. Someone uses the exact same weapon in a good way, it becomes a good thing. Then, why do they blame the weapons, blame the equipment, blame the tools? It's very simple. They have no other option. They wanted to do what you did. You were successful. You achieved what you wanted. They did not achieve what they wanted. They must have an excuse. There is nothing better as an excuse than saying it's bad for the horse. To know that they are lying, it's very simple. If it's bad for the horse and good for you, then do it once, then stop doing it. But if you say it's bad for the horse and you never do it, that means it's bad for you, not for the horse. So it's all about the hand, not the equipment. The same bad rider with the same equipment will not be able to control the horse. With the halter, rope on the halter, rope on the nose, rope inside the mouth, he will get a completely different result with the same horse like the same horse, the same equipments. So it's the same horse, the same rope, the same stick with different hands, and the different hand changed everything. So it's all about the hand, or in some ways of riding the leg. Now, when you talk about horses' language, and as I said, I always talk about in my videos when I say that there is a big difference between our language and their language. As a horse, if he was a horse in the wilderness, as you can see, he's a horse who's trained in a good way, so he's just having fun, he's playing with the rope. If I just give it to him, he will bite it. But if he's a horse in the wilderness, alone, when you scare a horse like that, horses react, then think. If me and my horse in the wilderness are afraid of something, I stop, look at it, then run away. He runs away, then looks at it, then think. What I say in my videos is when you treat the horse in a good way and he starts to respect you, he will start to think like a man. All good riders try to understand the language of horses, and they do. In a way or another, they can explain to the horse what they want. But there is no way of riding that can explain to the horse our language as people, which is I want you to think before reacting. If I give him a loose rein and move away from him, then attack him, as a normal horse, he will run away with the neck. He will move the neck away and give me the backside and take me. This is what he's supposed to do as a normal horse alone in the wilderness. When we treat him in a bad way, he does that, but in a bad way, because we prevented him from doing it or said no in a bad way, so he keeps doing it in a bad way, in a worse way. But if you react to him in a good way, you develop him and he becomes better. How does he become better? It's very simple. With a loose rope, if I attack him with the stick, see? Now if I scare him, he will face me with the neck. If I keep scaring him from the back side, he keeps facing me with the neck, although it's a loose rope. It's a loose rope. See? If I attack the back, he stops. That's how we think as people. He started to move at the scary thing, and it did work. There is no pain. He started to stop when I attack, and it did work. He's not injured. You did not hurt him. It's not painful. So what they wanted to do in nature, which is run away to protect yourself, happened here in a better way. I protected myself without even running away. And I am sure that I will not be injured. In the wilderness, you will run away, you will be tired, and you could be injured. In this situation, did not run away, I am not tired, and I'm not injured at all. So with a loose rope, tight rope, a halter, rope on the nose, rope inside the mouth, total control, which came from real trust, which will lead to true and real. Now, the last point I want to talk about is total control. A lot of people say, why do you always talk about total control and control? As I said before, first, it's horsemanship. Control is horsemanship. Without control, there is no horsemanship. Why? It's very simple. With people, control is connected to pure strength. You say, I can control the child by whipping him, by hitting him, and he will obey me and do what I want. That's all. So I will never ask you to prove to me that you can control him, because you can whip him in front of me, hurt him in front of me, and he will respect you. So control with people is not a good thing. It's a bad thing with people. With other animals who will accept force, it's a bad thing, like dogs, for an example. But with horses, I'm not asking you to control the horse because I want control. I don't want control. I want real trust, which will lead to real and true love. But with horses, the key for real trust, for total control, for true love, is total control. It's like saying, I know that there is only one key that will open this room. So I don't need to use all the keys. Just show me the key, I know that you opened the room. If I want to know that you went inside this room, I will ask you about the key that you used to go inside the room, because there is only one key for it. I believe you are lying to me. You did not go inside that room. You say, I did go inside that room. So I will ask you, which key did you open the room with? You will say, this key. Then you are right, because it's the only key for the room. The only key for real trust and true love and real love in horsemanship is total control. I'm not giving you a choice. I'm saying it's the only way to prove to me that your horse really trusts you. Why? Very simple. It's a fact. If you say that you can make the horse really trust you and really love you without total control, show me. I will bring the horse who's afraid of something, and I want you to make him really trust you and really love you without riding him in a good way, without controlling him. Just be nice to the horse and show me how it will work when it really matters. When he's afraid, he stopped just for the food, or he stopped just because you are touching his forehead or neck. Impossible. Again, in the opposite way, it's impossible also to do it by using strength. So both sides did not achieve what they want when he was afraid. Using strength when he's afraid will never work. Just being nice when he's afraid will work. What will work is only one thing, which is in this case total control. So why do I keep talking about total control? Because it's the only way for real trust and true love. If you do not control your horse does not trust you, your horse does not love you, your horse hates you, you know it, they know it, you will not admit it, but it's a fact. How can I prove it? Prove to me that you can stop him when it really matters. He did not. The horse who loves you and respects you and likes you, when it really matters, when he's afraid, he will show his love, he will show his trust. But when he's afraid, he did not show you love or trust. He showed you hate. He took to rest and ran away. Although in my opinion, it's not hate, it's his nature. But if I can develop his nature, of course, then what I did to him is better than what they did to him. Because in his opinion, what you did is just being an extra weight on his back while being afraid. I run away when I am alone. I run away with an asshole on my back. Extra weight, that's all. But when I say I developed you, I made you become a better creature. He's showing off in front of other horses. I don't need to run away. I will think before reacting, and nothing will happen to me. Why? Because this jackass will protect me. That's simple. So, again, for the last time, total control is the only way for real trust, which will lead to true and real love. Why do I talk about total control? I don't give a damn about total control. I care about trust and love. But the only way for trust and love in horsemanship is total control. People say it's by strength. They are lying. I showed you what. People say it's just by being nice and giving him food. They are lying, they are wrong, I showed you what. And I am right, I showed you what. So there is no doubt about it, there are no opinions about it, it's just a fact. Accept it, deal with it, try to do it, and that's it. You don't have to admit it, but you know it. As I said before, bad riders have the tongue, you will admit that they are right and give them your opinion, but I have the heart, I have the mind. Your heart believed me, your mind believed me, your tongue is saying they are better, keep it up. But don't ask me to change my opinion or change my way, because I'm giving you facts. You are answering my facts with opinions, so it makes no sense. As for the groups, when you talk about groups of riding, styles of riding, ways of riding, people ride in a good way, bad way, better way. A lot of people say you are talking about this way or that way or that way. It's very simple. When I reply to what they said, you don't blame the one who's responding to them, who's replying to them. You blame the one who's attacking. All these groups that you are trying to protect are the ones who are attacking. When you reply to them and answer them, don't blame the one who's replying or answering or reacting. Blame the one who's acting. If they stop acting, these people will stop reacting. So blame all the groups for attacking, not for reacting. For acting, not for reacting. If you blame only one group, all the groups of or ways of riding agree on something, and blame one group of riding or one style of riding, that means one of two things. Either this way of riding really sucks and they all agree on it, then they should show you why it's bad. Like if 10 ways of riding say that this way of riding is bad, they should show you why. It will be very easy to show you why. Or this way of riding is better than all these of riding, and they are jealous of it. They cannot do it, but they don't want to admit that they failed in achieving what they wanted. Of course, it's their loss. If you admit, you will keep getting better, then you will become better than him, better than her, better than them. But if you don't admit, it's your loss, their win. So that's my opinion about these things. I keep talking about them in my videos, but as I said before, the question is repeated, so I repeat the answer or the reply. So blame the action, not the reaction. The one who did act first, not the one who's just reacting to his act or to his question or attack or whatever. So that's my opinion about these issues. Or